The rhythmic clack of the loom was the heartbeat of Amma's village. Old Mama Zola, her hands gnarled like ancient roots, moved with a practiced grace, weaving vibrant patterns into the cloth. Young Kofi watched, his brow furrowed with frustration. He was trying to weave a simple strip, but his threads kept tangling and breaking. "Patience, little weaver," Mama Zola chuckled, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "A cloth is not made of a single stubborn thread. It is the dance of many, each relying on the strength of its neighbor." Kofi frowned. "But my thread keeps snapping. It's weak." Mama Zola stopped her work, her gaze gentle. "A single thread may seem weak, Kofi, but when it intertwines with others, it gains strength. And when one thread falters, the others hold the weave until it can be mended. That is the way of our village, the way of Ubuntu." Later that day, Kofi was helping his family build a new fence. He struggled to lift a heavy log on his own, his muscles straining. His older sister, Abena, noticed his struggle. Without a word, she and his cousin joined him, their combined effort making the task surprisingly easy. As they worked side by side, Kofi understood Mama Zola's words in a new light. The log, like his weaving, was easier to manage with the strength of others. His individual weakness was overcome by their collective effort. That evening, back at his loom, Kofi approached his weaving differently. When a thread snapped, he didn't despair. He carefully tied the ends, knowing the surrounding threads would support the weave. He asked his neighbor, an older boy with more experience, for advice on keeping the threads taut. To his surprise, the boy readily helped. The strip Kofi wove that day wasn't perfect, but it was stronger and more even than his previous attempts. He realized that just as the threads on the loom relied on each other, so did the people in his village. Their strength wasn't in individual brilliance alone, but in their willingness to connect, support, and weave their lives together. The weaver's wisdom wasn't just about making cloth, it was about the fabric of life itself.